Welcome everyone, Adam the Woo here, coming to you from a small suburb of Orlando, Florida, a town by the name of Gotha, Florida. You can see the wise men behind me there. I am in the Woodlawn Memorial Park, a pretty fantastic cemetery, very well maintained. In fact, you'll hear that noise in the background. Those are the landscapers, the guys mowing the property, keeping this place beautiful and up to par out here in Gotha, Florida. It's my second channel, daily blog channel. Remember what I just said about the wise men there? Well, I am in the section of wisdom. I can't remember what they specifically call it, but let me show you the sign. Section O. Section O happens to be right here in the Garden of Wisdom. Christ in the temple, Garden of Wisdom. So one can only assume those are the wise men there. So when you come out here to what I'm going to show you, if you're in the Gotha, Florida area, come out here to the cemetery, look for Section O right here in the Garden of Wisdom. And you can visit one of the most wonderful people that was ever on PBS television, Bob Ross. His grave is right over there. And I'm going to show you the grave, the final resting place of Bob Ross. I dare you to think of anyone else on television except for maybe Mr. Rogers. Mr. Rogers and Bob Ross are the two guys that had the melodic tone that always sets you at ease, the very nice, soothing voice of Bob Ross. Mr. Rogers is the other guy. Who else can you think other than those two guys that stick in your head from your childhood or maybe your young adult life that set you at ease, made you happy, made me happy? Bob Ross, right over here. Bob Ross grew up around Orlando, Florida, and I can only assume lived in Gotha, Florida, so that's why he chose this to be the place that he was going to be buried. Gotha, Florida. There's his headstone right there. He was a very young man, only 52 years old, died of cancer, unfortunately, but his memory lives on by his videos, the reruns on PBS and other channels and stations that we can all watch and appreciate. Anybody that's a major fan of painting definitely would appreciate him, but anyone, even if you're not a painter, can appreciate the mindset and the heart of this gentleman right here. Somebody has put some flowers out here. Those are not the flowers I brought. Unfortunately, I did not bring any flowers out to the grave, but luckily somebody else has refurbished the flowers recently. Someone else has come out here and paid their respects to Bob Ross as well. You have a happy little squirrel right there. That's a happy little squirrel. Very, very cool. I just wanted to show you this because this guy right here means a lot to a lot of people. Bob Ross. When he was 17 or 18 years old, he entered the military. The military hardened him to become mean, as he, quote unquote, the way he described it, mean and angry. When he had to tell people what to do, he was told what to do. He had to yell and scream. And he always made a promise to himself that when he got out of the military, he would do something where he, quote, would not have to yell anymore. Actually, I shouldn't have put that in quotes, because I don't know if that's exactly what he said, but something in the vicinity of, I don't want to yell anymore. He didn't want to be angry anymore. He wanted to be calm. He wanted to influence his people to be calm and collective and put on a happy tone so that other people can have happiness in their heart and they can have a happy tone as well. So there you have it, the grave of Bob Ross. Have you guys ever heard of Bob Ross? Hopefully you have. If you haven't, check on YouTube for some of his videos. He's a very fantastic man, died very young, way too young for his talent and his mindset, and he's buried out here in the Garden of Wisdom. I believe it was called the Garden of Wisdom. Just look for the wise men over there and the child that the wise men are talking to, the little mural, not the mural, but the little area there that's been created underneath that archway. And Bob Ross's grave will be right here off of this road. So if you come out here to this area, if you're in the area and if you're a fan of painting or Bob Ross, or if you're just a fan of influential people that are awesome, that shaped and molded a lot of people in the correct, influential way, just come out here and pay your respects as well. I'm going to say goodbye now. Say goodbye to Bob Ross as well. Hope you guys are having a great day. Goodbye.